You know, but that is not unlike the situation that the founders faced, the Patriots. You know, America at that time, remember, a third Patriot, a third Tory, a third didn't care. So it boiled down to guts, leadership, devotion to ideas. And you can carry a lot of the people who don't know. I mean, and there are far too many. I understand entirely the problems we face with an illiterate public when it comes, especially to this, that Jay Leno stuff is so funny. Did you see the one where he's interviewing that gal who is just graduating from some college? I don't know what it is. Well, it's a graduation ceremony out in the, you know, out in this big area, and she's got the mortarboard on, a little tassel, and he says to her, "Do you know the Gettysburg Address?" And she goes, "Well, not the exact number." And you know, you can laugh. It's a little bit. It's not. I know. She says, "I know. Yes, I know the Gettysburg. I don't know the exact address, you know, but it's like 4516 or something." Oh my God! It's hilarious. But that's what we face. That is what we face. It's a problem, undeniably true. But forget about them for a while. Just now know that we're doing battle with that other third. And there are as many of us as there are of them vying for that power, the acquisition of that power. So it will boil down to commitment. To commitment to ideas. Our opponents have won. There's been a, you know, we talk about the need for a revolution in this country. We had one. The bad guys won it. We now have to fight a counterinsurgency. The left, the Marxists, have won that revolution. Their guy is in the White House. There are people in power throughout the bowels of the administration. Marxists, people who say, Mao Zedong is, you know, one of my heroes. Remember this just a little bit ago? This thing? Yeah. Van Jones, who, I mean, just incredible stuff. They're there. They have won. We need a counter-revolution. We are the insurgents. We are fighting. We have to advance. We have to work as hard as anyone who's ever worked in their lives in this country to save this country, or to at least return it to conservative principles. But what can be a greater task? Tell me that. What else can be more important to you, to all of us, than a commitment to that task? Something happened to me today. It's really quite extraordinary. Well, let me back up a minute. When I was running for the nomination for the Republican Party for president, we had a series of votes. Of debates. We had 9 debates. There were 9 of us running at the time, and we went around the country and debated. One debate, I know I won. Absolutely, positively, empirically, I could prove to you I won the debate. The only one that I can say that about. And it's because no one else showed up. It was in Detroit. We had all been invited to go debate at the NAACP convention in Detroit. I said, sure. I was the only one that showed up. I won. But when I got there, I landed, and I don't travel, didn't have an entourage, you know, didn't have all kinds, I didn't have private planes. Got there, commercial, got off the plane, they had sent a limo to pick me up. Black gentleman was driving, got in the car, he goes, and we started talking, and he was speaking in very precise English. He said to me, and you could tell he was learning the language, you know. He said, why are you here? And I said, well, I'm here to speak to the NAACP. And he goes, he's just driving, he goes, why? I said, because they asked me to. Why? I said, well, because I'm running for president of the United States. Nah. I'm in jeans, I got a cap on, no, I said, I really am. Look, here's my card, I'm a congressman, you know. I really am running. And he goes, congressman, he says, and he picks up the sheaf of papers that was on the seat next to him. 435 members of Congress, 100 members, and he goes through this long thing about, you know, the government. And of course he's learning American history, to become a citizen. And I said, you know what, buddy, we could pull this car over here, roll down the window, ask 10 people to come over here who are citizens, born here, and they wouldn't know most of the stuff you are learning here. And I mean, and I was proud. I said, you know, you're the kind of guy I'd love to see. No problem here. You want to be an American. This is great. And you know what? He was a Republican. He told me he wanted to vote Republican. He was saying, I want to become a citizen soon. I'm going to vote Republican. And I said, I just can't. I don't know what to tell you. I said, it's just wonderful. Well, today, right hand of God. I mean, this happened. After lunch, I was hanging out, and I didn't know I had some misinformation. I was misinformed because I didn't know there was going to be another event. I thought that was kind of it until we were going to. So I thought, well, what am I going to do? So I smoke cigars, okay? And some of you may remember the big tiff I got into with my next door neighbor, who was Keith Ellison, who was the only Muslim member of Congress who was mad because I was smoking cigars in my office. And he told the police on me, and they came up, and we had this big flap, and it got into the papers and everything, and it was wonderful because I got, like, I don't know, maybe 1,000 cigars from all over the world. Took my cigars, and I puff away, you know. And it was great. It was the front page of Cigar Aficionado. It was really cool.